How's it going, fight fans? This is Spaniard Northwest Fight Scene. I'm here with Josh Bennett, professional fighter. He is the winner of the Professional Fight Washington MMA Awards 2010 for a fight with Matt Kovac. I want to talk to this man for just a little bit about this fight. This was a really, really big fight. It was a big thing for Oregon, not only because it was the first ever award that was given in the mixed martial arts scene for 2010. We've never done an award scene, so this is the first plaque ever given by Northwest Fight Scene, and it's the first pro fight given. So Matt Kovac got the first one, and Josh Bennett got the first one. Matt Kovac lost some teeth on this fight. Josh Bennett lost some blood on this fight. It was an amazing fight. Why don't I let the man talk to you about it himself? Josh, tell us about the fight.
This is a rematch in between me and Matt Kovacs. I beat him a few years back in Sports Fight. I believe it was one of the Bodog shows that Sports Fight put on at the Rose Garden. Me and him were doing the rematch, and I believe it was in the middle of the first. I clipped him with a right cross. He spits out teeth, and we're both pointing at the teeth. The ref picked him up and handed him to his corner. That kind of freaked me out, threw me off. I think that was like my 55th fight if you count amateurs and pros combined. So that was the first time I'd ever seen that, and I think I've seen just about everything. We danced around for a second, went into the second round, and he caught me and broke my nose in the second and gave me a flash, knocked me on my ass, and jumped on me and finished me. And I forget the ref that called the fight, but he flashed me in the second, and I knocked his teeth out in the first. Since my nose has already been broken multiple times and it's still pretty much straight, I win because I didn't have a dentist bill.
Wow. Well, that sounded almost, that was easy for him to say. Did that sound easy for him to say? It sounded easy for him to say. Jeez, man. I mean, this plaque almost seems to now get bigger. I feel like I should take it back and make it bigger. Okay, you're a Team Quest fighter. Let's go and talk about your team, the training, what it takes to get to a fight like that.
Well, I trained lots of places. I started off at Universal Institute of Martial Arts. That one's always a mouthful. UIMA and Camuswell shooter Mel Locke. He's had a couple other amateur fighters come out. And then I started out at Team Quest when it was Randy, Matt Lindland, Evan Tanner, and Dan Henderson, and we were pushing used cars out of the way, rolling mats out. Mostly we were just getting beat up so that Hendo and Randy could have training partners for their UFC fights. This is back before Zuffa took it over, and it was back on TV. They were going over to Japan and fighting, one of the few places it was legal. And then Chael Sonnen's father started up the FCFF, and I started fighting there. And then all the little podunk, horse arena shows that appeared everywhere on Indian reservations. I think the worst place I ever fought was at the Muckleshoot Elementary School. And I'm not lying. I believe it was the Muckleshoot Elementary. No offense to the Muckleshoot people, just it's not a good place for a professional fighter to warm up and then have to fight in a ring when I'm warming up on the cold tile out in front of detention. I am used to being out in front of detention from middle school days, but that's just how it is. The crowd outside is pretty happy about the interviews in here too.
Well, let's get back to some of the other stuff. The FCFF, that's another thing I'd like to talk about. Your career in the FCFF is a long, illustrious one. You fought a lot, man. You were one of the guys that really stuck around a long time. You had a long amateur career before you got into your pro career. What was that like for being one of those guys that really stuck around and held it down for the amateur scene, man? I mean, you really did put it down.
My first fight for the FCFF was FCFF 2. Rumble at the Roseland 2, so the second time they'd ever put together the show. My last fight there, I believe, was the Rumble at the Roseland 38. I think I had 32 or 33 amateur fights there. And it made more sense for me to stay amateur for a long time because I had several very good sponsors who are all three out of business right now. Had a real estate agent, a title company, and then a mortgage company that all paid me $1,500 to $2,000 a fight. And the pro fights that I was getting offered were like $250 and $250. So why should I make $500 when I could make $6,000 and drive 15 minutes away from my house?
And pro fighters are starving right now in Oregon, really. I mean,
There's never been a lot of pro shows. I mean, it's like every other sport. There's a whole bunch of people at the bottom, and then there's the top 2 or 3% at the very top actually making money. Everybody else is starving and just doing it because they like to play the game.
well, man, I cannot be more honored to give this award to you, man. I'm serious. I really appreciate this. This was an amazing fight. The Northwest fight scene is happy. Anybody you'd like to thank for this fight?
Kovacs, you know, I mean, me and him, we both think we're good on the ground, but we never ever seem to go there. I mean, I have a brown belt in jiu-jitsu from Fabiano Scherner, but I believe all 9 of my professional wins have been knockouts. So I try and knock people out. That's what I do. And he does the same thing. So thank you for standing with me and not trying to take me down and lay on top of me and get a boring decision.
You heard it here. Spaniard, the good old boy, Josh Bennett, 2010 winner, Washington State, best pro fighter of the year. Thank you very much.